My name is Rhapsody, welcome back to Slay the Spire. It is time for another daily climb. Alright, connect to that time server diverse. Start with 2 cards from another class. Night Terrors, resting at rest sites, heals 100% of your max HP, but costs 5 max HP. And Vintage, normal enemies drop relics instead of cards. I like Vintage. The rest of it, heavily dependent. Alright. I think I saw on Twitter... I will check the leaderboards afterwards. I'll mention what I saw afterwards as well. For the moment, though, it is time for a challenge. What class cards are we going to get? We got Corruption and Uppercut. Well, I mean, okay, so the Silent doesn't really have many exhaust synergies, so you don't have, you know, what would be an easy way of pointing things out? Like, you don't have Dark Embrace to fill your hand with more cards after you exhaust cards using Corruption. You don't have access to cards that give you a benefit when they are exhausted rather than played. Although you do have a lot of skills, and oftentimes the Silent, you do play a lot of skills in your deck. Maybe there is a place for Corruption. Uppercut is less meaningful. It's a good card. I just don't know if there's a place for it in this deck. Right, normal enemies dropping relics. I mean, normal enemies dropping relics probably means I want to fight a lot of normal enemies. And I think dodge most elites, but also I want to get the score by fighting those elites. Uppercut is going to be good in the early game, especially. But it was always going to be good in the early game. It's just above the power curve of your average starting cards. I think a lot of the time when diverse is the modifier, you just ignore it and play the game. Kind of unfortunately. Vintage, however, is going to be significant. For each curse in your deck, start each combat with 1 additional strength. We're likely to ignore that, actually. I find oftentimes, when I get caught up focusing on keeping a lot of curses in my deck for the sake of the Duvu doll, I get short-sighted, and I put a lot of curses in my deck and I get a lot of strength, but then I also screw myself over with those curses and end up not always losing, but heavily jeopardizing the run in a way that wasn't really necessary. How do I look at my draw part? So draw is A, E is end turn. Got it. Bottled Flame. On pickup, choose a attack card. It'll always be in your opening hand. I guess Neutralize? See, because my opening hand is always going to have 2 extra cards, courtesy of the Ring of the Snake. So I don't want to put, like, the most expensive card in my opening hand all the time. Being Uppercut. And that's S. Okay, I'm going to try and start working with these key bindings, actually. Try and speed up my play a little bit. Not have, you know, hour-and-a-half long episodes, but still fit all the same content in. Alright. Beautiful. Art of War. If you don't play any attacks during your turn, gain an extra energy next turn. Sure. Sure. Everything's still kind of okay. We are going to need to hit up some shops at some point so that we can actually get some cards. Kind of guide the deck that way. I think when I was thinking about synergies for Corruption that the Silent might have, I was forgetting that we are not playing a standard run. I'm not going to be able to be super picky about the cards I get, so I'm probably not going to be able to draft into some sort of a synergy for the Corruption. So I'm probably going to just remove Corruption from my deck. Girya, you can now gain strength at rest sites. More than happy to see that. Okay. Show me damage. This is not what I was looking for. That said, I still wanted to get a strike on the frontliner so that I can kill it if it does happen to try and attack this turn. Ancient Tea set. Whenever you enter a rest site, start the next combat with 2 extra energy. Really good pickup there for us. This is really unfortunate because it means the rest of my deck is useless to me. Ouch. We should always apply the vulnerability first. At least we have 2 turns of weakness to work with here. I will play a Survivor because the amount of block that it provides is actually pretty big. I'm worried that here my best play may actually be playing 3 defense, but I'm not going to be killing the enemy in less than 3 turns, so... My primary concern for why would I play 3 defense is because if I play 3 defense, then I'll never draw them. Alright, now I'm going to be killing you next turn anyway, so I'll defend for as much as possible. Yikes. Really rough fight for us. Molten Egg, whenever you add an attack card to your deck, it is upgraded. That's actually really handy because we are going to be adding attack cards to our deck because we have Giria, so we're going to be wanting attack cards that benefit from strength. That said, I don't know if I want any of these. Closest would be Predator. Just pick it up as a high impact card. Okay, I'll take it because we do have another elite that I am going to have to fight because I've already put myself on the path for it. One down. Ouch. Alright, we can take 3 here. And murder you immediately afterwards. Singing Bowl. When adding cards to your deck, you may gain 2 max HP instead. Don't mind if I do. Although, I can't see how often it's going to trigger for me. Because we don't really add that many cards to our deck in a run like this. Gambling Chip at the start of each combat. Discard as many cards as you'd like and then draw that many. Alright, this is going to decide whether or not we still exist, which is going to be good fun. This is a wee bit rough, but at the very least it leaves me with 10 HP, so as long as I kill 1 unit this turn, I'm fine, which I've managed to do. And rather than use the uppercut, I'm actually just going to defend myself here. Because I imagine at some point there will be a turn where I do not have the option of defending myself, and I'll be happy I defended myself that turn instead, saving myself the HP. We'll go double defense. Beautiful, because now all we need is 1 attack card this hand, and we are done. There it is. Kunai, whenever you play 3 attacks in a single turn, gain 1 dex. Yeah, this is definitely an attacky attack deck. I kind of want Alchemize, I gotta be honest. It's just a really good card. As long as we don't get Sozu later. How risky do I want to be? Very. Alright, Letter Opener. Whenever you play 3 skills in a single turn, deal 5 damage to all enemies. Not bad, not bad. How risky do I want to be? He says, again, but louder. Very, he says, but louder. Alright, that's 1 strength. I only did that because I know that we've only got 1 more fight before we've got a elite. And another rest, rather. I'll probably be fine. We probably want Bag of Marbles here because we're going to be building strength. We're going to be taking high impact cards. In fact, we already have high impact cards like Predator and Uppercut. So Bag of Marbles seems like it fits pretty much perfectly into this deck. And then card removal, get that corruption out of here. We're not going to be using that. Even though the Letter Opener is slightly incentivizing it, it's still probably not that great for us. 31. That. All right. Now, save some sort of an ungodly bad draw. We're fine here. If only we also had meat on the bone. Alright, bronze scales. Whenever you take damage, deal 3 back. And a regen potion? Ooh, that's not going to be enough to get me through that fight. I am actually going to have to rest here. So healed 200%, but I lost 5. Okay, so the modifier Night Terrors is now actually working properly. You're only losing 5 max HP when you rest at a rest site. Obviously, I'm looking for Uppercut Predator. Still not bad. Fully defended. This is really annoying because I want to uppercut, but Predator's also really big. I mean, I don't need to split you this turn, and Predator would definitely split... No, Predator would definitely split you this turn. So this'll split you the next turn. I didn't even get to do that much damage extra. Rough. And looks like there is no way for me to avoid the incoming damage. That's fine. I was just checking if I could happen to, in any fashion, muddle my way into a perfect victory against this boss, but that was never really going to happen, apparently. If I take 10 damage, I can kill you. I'm actually going to regen next floor anyway, so it's fine. Alright, we're good. If I'm going to lose health in this fight and not have a perfect fight, I may as well have the least perfect fight. Like, at that rate, it doesn't matter. Losing 1 health and losing 64, there's no difference to me. Mummified Hand. Whenever you play a power, a random card in your hand costs 0 for the rest of the turn. Pretty good pickup. We actually want Dex. We definitely want Regen. We definitely want Poison as well, but we want Poison the least out of those, so we won't replace anything with a Poison Potion. Wraith Form. Whenever you play a skill, deals 3 damage to a random enemy. Now, there is obviously a synergy that was considered, which is Corruption, Wraith Form, Nightmare, Battle Plan, all of these kinds of things. Just stack your deck with skills and play all of them, but you won't be able to get a second copy of Corruption, so you need to have a thin deck in order to really do that, so that you can guarantee that you have your Corruption and your Wraith Form early, because you can't just get a second copy of Corruption to increase the incidence of drawing it early in the fight. But then the problem becomes, how the fuck are you going to have enough skills to burn to get through a boss fight if your deck is quite thin? I really don't think... Like, I think that is a trap, basically. I don't think that was going to help. Second Alchemize is bad. Or rather, it's not good. Nightmare. No, I don't really want any of that. Thanks, though. Cool. Cursed Key. Don't mind if I do. Also got the ability to give me some extra strength courtesy of the Duvu doll, but that's not really why I'm considering picking it up here. It's entirely off of the back of the fact that I want that extra energy, yo. And also, it's not really a high price to pay for that extra energy. I want to go to as many rest sites as possible, so that I can lift, get mad jacked, y'all. I want to be a huge jacked man. What do you mean? That name's already taken? Damn. Alright. Enemy is dead. Whetstone. Upon pickup, upgrade 2 random attacks. Don't mind if I do. Didn't hit the ones I wanted, but that's fine. And we got a block potion as well. Beautiful. Get rid of all of that trash. Draw some different trash. Yay! I really want to stack the weakness and the vulnerability, so I didn't really get to afford Predator that turn, but that's fine. Well, my only defense this turn is block potion, so I may as well use it, and then that frees up a slot for my alchemize. I'm gonna try and not, misplay severely with the alchemize again. Because if you think that annoyed me, if you think that annoyed you, imagine how much it annoyed me to keep missing out on those potions. Whenever you rest, you may add a card to your deck from the Dreamcatcher. Don't mind. Remove a card from my deck. Thank you. That is always going to be really, really appreciated. I'm going to remove a strike because I still don't have any defensive cards. I'm obviously looking for Cloak and Dagger primarily, but we'll see. We'll shake the tree and see what comes out. Perfect block. Woohoo! Hell yeah! I mean, I do want to fully kill you, so I'm going to have to launch 2 attacks at you if I want to do that. Ugh, rough. Or I could drink this strength potion, kill you with 1, and I don't even need to uppercut this turn. I can alchemize. Yeah. That's a good pickup for us. Because we don't really have strength synergies in this deck yet. I actually should have just done 3 strikes, and then the survivor there, I would have been blocked for 10 as well. But I don't really have strength synergies in this deck yet, because I don't have, like, the ability to create a bunch of small attacks, or attacks that hit multiple times. So strength is nice, but it doesn't really have strong support in our deck, so I don't need to hold a strength potion. What I really want are regen potions and dex potions. Anchor, start each combat with 10 block. That's going to be really handy. I could take the Curse of Decay there, but I also actually want the HP. The max HP, that is. Okay. Predator. Strike. Strike. Neutralize. And we're actually fully safe. Beautiful. We might perfect this fight nonetheless. As well, rather. Okay. Wee bit more damage is needed. Weaken the person who still is not weakened. Draw. Yeah, I'm actually into that. Unfortunately, if I do want to perfect it, I am going to have to double defend there. Play 3 skills this turn. That'll kill the frontline slaver, courtesy of the letter opener dealing that damage. Looks like we're not going to be able to do that. Alright. With the amount of weakness we have stacked on the Taskmaster and the fact they only do 7 damage per turn, which is now lowered to 5, we should be easily fine. Prayer Wheel, non-boss chest now also contain cards. Actually kind of handy in this mode. Weak Potion for applying 3 weak, and... like, with Bag of Marbles and Gambling Chip and Ring of Snake means my opening hand is going to be 7 cards large. The Gambling Chip means I can throw away all 7 looking for 7 new cards, meaning I can dig all the way down through a 14-card deck. And then Die with Bag of Marbles is going to do 50% extra damage. That's a really good opener. And also it immediately upgrades as soon as I pick it up, courtesy of the Molten Egg. Alright. You convinced me, game. There's my second lift. Okay. Neutralize, then uppercut on the back line so that there's a vulnerability on that target. Then I'm going to use my Die. Predator, and... I can actually toy around with this Sentry and heal for 15, so I'm actually just going to do that. Because this Sentry is going to be, like, extraordinarily easy for me to control. I forgot about the fact that my counter hit is actually going to kill my enemy. Use a block potion here in order to save myself 3 HP. Because if I end this turn and let my opponent hit me, I save 3 HP. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to weaken my enemy. Now they only do 6 damage. So they hit me for 6. After I heal for 3, I go up to 67. I get almost all of the use out of my regen potion. But also, potions basically mean nothing to us right now. I mean, shit, we just picked up another regen potion. We get potions so commonly. And also, we have Alchemize to generate 1 every battle, should we want to. Tincture, whenever you discard a card during your turn, deal 3 damage to a random enemy for each card discarded. That is also really good with the gambling chip, because you just discard your whole opening hand and deal 21 damage distributed in lots of 3s. Pretty good. We don't have any reason not to take Escape Plan. In fact, we have a good reason to take Escape Plan, which is Letter Opener. It's a free skill that draws us a card, so it gets us closer to triggering Letter Opener to deal 5 damage to all enemies. Lift for the final time. We've now got 3 extra strength for the entirety of the battle. I'd really like some Shiv synergies now, game. The rest of these are pretty important to play this turn. I'm actually fully defended already, which is kind of annoying. Because I was planning on using a potion, but there is no way to justify a potion in that position. Do I want to shuffle any of these for another Alchemize? Yeah, I should actually probably go for the... Fire Potion's okay. Toxic Egg. Whenever you add a skill card to your deck, it is immediately upgraded. Okay, good. Poison Potion's probably worse than anything else we have here. Storm of Steel is interesting. Discard your hand, add 1 Shiv to your hand for each card discarded. Upgraded version of that is add a Shiv Plus. I think Shiv Pluses deal 7 damage? I never really got the whole Shiv Plus thing. But it's also going to synergize with Tincture. Deal 3 damage to a random enemy for each card discarded. That said, Calculated Gamble does the same thing, but also allows me to play the cards. So we'll do that. I'm going to continue fighting elites because that's how we're really getting cards right now. What I should have done there, obviously, in retrospect, was just shuffle everything except the Calculated Gamble in the first place. Just go for all of the damage I can get from Tincture. Frozen Egg. Whenever you add a power card to your deck, it is upgraded. All right, we got all the eggs. Shuriken. Every time you play 3 attacks in a single turn, gain 1 strength. Now we just want Shivs, damn it. And I know I turned down Storm of Steel. I want cards that generate Shivs, not cards that turn my other cards into Shivs. There is a huge difference. One of them is expending my entire hand. The other one is generating more cards from my hand. Actually, I do need Die 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 and probably Escape Plan. Actually, no. Just Die Die Die. Yeah, it worked out pretty well, I feel. Like, reasonably. Omamori, negate the next 2 curses you obtain. I'm totally fine with that. Alright. Interesting. I've got to remember, everything is upgraded. No matter what I look at, just consider the upgraded version of it. Expertise is a nice way to refill my hand. And especially alongside Calculated Gamble, you expertise to get a hand of 8, and then you Calculated Gamble to get a new hand of 8. So I'll actually put a single expertise in my deck. Alchemize needs to be lowered to 0 cost because oftentimes I find it a little cumbersome to play. I'm going to use the Dex Potion in this fight. Okay. Tough bandages would be a ridiculous relic for us, by the way. Draw me a very large hand. There's the alchemize. One more attack gets me one more strength. All right. That went reasonably well. Could have gone a little better. I do want to weaken the enemy, but then the problem becomes... Oh, no, weaken and defend. It's actually fine for us. Good. Heck yeah. Ooh, although now I'm vulnerable. And we have no agent in our hand for defending ourselves. So, yeah, we're going to take damage that turn, which means, again, not a flawless fight for us, unfortunately. A hell of a lot of damage you're proposing to do there, friend. Beautiful. Escape plan, expertise, and then calculate again before the kill. Tough Bandages gives you 3 block for every card you discard, so that would be ridiculous in this deck as well. I have to imagine it's quite clear. Or a Calcum, if you end your turn without block, gain 6 block. Tactician, unplayable. If this is discarded from your hand, gain extra energy. That is going to be really good for us. And also, it is immediately upgraded to gain 2 energy instead of 1. Yeah, I was worried that I wasn't going to get an energy relic here and I might have to rely on that Tactician. Turns out to be the case. Now, interestingly here, I can actually demonstrate something. Let's go for Astrolabe. I'm going to transform a defend. Second defend? A defend, a strike, and the injury. Now, what have I always said about transforming curses? If you transform a curse, it is transformed into another curse. Transform cards transform into other cards of their same type. In fact, if I transform the uppercut, it will become a different ironclad card. If you transform a colorless card, it becomes another colorless card. If you transform a green card, it becomes a green card, and a curse becomes a curse. However, this is going to transform into a different curse, and then immediately the next curse is going to try and add itself to my deck, and it's going to get negated by Omamori. As you can see, it didn't add itself to my deck there. We got Bouncing Flask, which is... we don't really have support for that in this deck. And we got Accuracy, which we extremely don't have support for. So I'm not really pleased with those transforms, unfortunately. Okay, there's a line with a lot of shops and a lot of elites so that I can try and get different cards. We'll be going with that. I actually kind of don't want the fire potion, but if I use the fire potion right now, I'm going to negate. So, I got another regen potion. Fine. And then kill the enemy. Smiling Mask, Merchant's card removal surface now only ever costs 50 gold. We don't want the explosive potion. Our area of effect control is already pretty good. Pretty much exactly how I expected that one to go. Pantograph. At the start of each boss combat, heal 25 HP. Pretty good. Alright, let's go for a card removal or a curse. And we got money. We're about to go to a shop, so that's pretty good. We also got a shop a little bit after the shop that we're going to go to. Now, that money, the money from that event, I always found to be weirdly random, but since this event can show up on each of the different areas of the game, that is to say the Exordium, the city, and the beyond, it gives you an increasing amount of gold for each floor that it turns up. So if it's on the first area, the Exordium, it gives you 100, second area city 200, and here 300. So we're kind of flush with gold right now. Die is too good to lose here, unfortunately. Alright, there's Tactician. If I can get another Calculated Gamble in this deck, kind of is going to transcend. Blood Vial at the start of each combat, heal 2 HP, sure. Not sure if I'm going to need it, because we kind of destroy everything instantly. Panache is cool. Bag of Preparation at the start of each combat, draw 2 additional cards. That is going to be ridiculous for us. We need that so much. We also want to remove likely another card from our deck. Let's remove another strike. Panache, we do play a lot of cards each turn. And it'll immediately upgrade as soon as it goes in our deck, sure. Heck, I'll also take Finish. Not the Finish, the... Whatever the card I just took was, I'll take that. Finesse, there we go. That's why I thought it was Finish. Alright. Panache? Because Finesse is just going to be free block for us. Die there. Alright, Calculated Gamble, get myself a new hand. Ooh, this hand actually doesn't continue the chain. That's no good. Really? We actually didn't kill this enemy in a single turn. This elite, rather. Pen Nib, every 10th attack you play deals double damage. Don't mind if I do. Even Underhanded Strike I probably don't want. It's a free attack for 12 damage, but if I discard it instead, I get 3 damage to a random enemy. And it's also taking up a spot in my deck where we could have something else, right? Or we could draw a different card that is going to help us continue drawing through our deck. It's not actually going to be that helpful for us. Okay, I'm more than fine with this. This is just another card removal. It's unfortunate that we haven't got the bandage. Here's Dead Branch, so if you held on to Corruption all of this time looking for Dead Branch, congratulations, you've finally gotten it. I think it's a bit late, but sure. Who's our final boss on this floor? Time Eater. Okay, we'll take a single copy of Malaise, because that's ridiculous against the Time Eater. Okay. Sure. Let's use the regen potion to get it out of my hand. I've put Panache in the wrong order, unfortunately. Whoops. Calculated Gamble. Get a whole new hand. We don't have a way to discard this Tactician, damn it. Okay. That was overall pretty good, it looks like. Extra energy. I mean, I could just pop the energy potion of Malaise for a giant bunch here. And I will. That's also going to help us get through our deck a lot faster because now Malaise isn't in it anymore. Right, so it actually works as kind of a deck thinning agent. Now, hopefully Predator gets me a large next hand. Yes, because it will have Calculated Gamble in it, so I'm going to be able to cycle a larger hand. And this hand now has Tactician in it. Beautiful. Making everything just a lot neater for us. I also want to get Die out of my deck. Again, just to have a thinner deck so that I can more easily get my expertise and my calculated gamble in the same hand. Oh, wow, look, my expertise and my calculated gamble, they happen to be in the same hand. The turn after I was talking about that consideration, it's almost like it worked. Frozen Eye, when viewing your draw pile, the cards are now shown in correct order. That is really handy. No. I could take Acrobatics. I should take Acrobatics. Tori, whenever you would receive 5 or less unblocked attack damage, reduce it to 1, and then a bunch of cards I'm not going to take, because I don't actually have that many attacks in my deck. Let's finally smith this uppercut. It was actually one of my priority upgrades earlier. It just didn't end up getting around to it, I guess. We've got to make a consistent plan of what we keep in our opening hands. Like, Panache? Definitely. Is there anything else I should really keep in my opening hand? Because if there is, I'm really not seeing the argument for it yet. And boom. Got him. Warpaint. Upon pickup, upgrade 2 random skills. That's just going to be 2 of my defense. Got a strength potion there as well. Don't mind if I do. Sure, fight for a relic. Don't mind if I do. I wonder if we get a relic and another relic from this. Like a relic as the reward and then also a relic for the fact that we had a fight. Yeah, I should play that. Probably that too. Right. Yeah, block potion's not as important as other things for me. Regen potion actually is probably even less important. I should have gotten rid of that. Shovel, you can now dig for loot at rest sites. Sure. Blur, we don't really defend ourselves. That's not how this deck kind of works, interestingly. We just kill everything before it kills us. I'm going to use my regen potion so that I can get some... Ugh, artifacting. Yikes. Overall, that turn could have gone a lot worse. Just means our next turn has to be really defensive, unfortunately. Which is fine. As it turns out, it was pretty much always going to be. And next turn, my enemy's dead pretty much no matter what already, so I can actually just end my turn. Goodbye. Oddly smooth stone, start of each combat, gain 1 dex, don't mind if I do. Gonna help offset some of the problems we already have. Dagger Spray's good, but we have no more AoE fights. Well, alright, fine. We already have a lot of AoE in our deck, if that's worth. I should actually keep the Alchemize here, just because I really need to get better potions for my final fight. Bye. Blue Candle. Curse card's gonna be played. Sure. And then here, we really shouldn't have anything to smith. Yeah, not really significantly. Alright, so let's dig up a random relic. And we got Toolbox at the start of each combat. Add a random colorless card to your hand. That's actually really cool because between Bag of Preparation and the Ring of the Snake, we have a total of 9 cards in our opening hand. Plus the Toolbox, that is 10. That is a great opening hand. So we got Secret Weapon there? Yeah, not really that good. Okay. It's Panache. Alchemize, see if we get something we need. We'll wait until after the enemy has done its halfway full heal before we worry about using the explosive potion. Okay. And at this point, it's probably best to actually just use our giant melees. Although you are going to be purging in a couple turns. I wonder if this is actually going to already... Nope, you are still one turn away from triggering your purge. Okay, cool. I'm going to drink my block potion because I don't know if I'm going to be fine. Just attack for as much as I can. All right, enemy is now going to do the self-purge, so there goes all of the debuffs that I put on the enemy. So Bouncing Flask this turn isn't going to do anything because you also heal to half HP. So I think actually what I do this turn is... I shouldn't have played any of those. I was trying to draw bad cards out of my deck, but I ended up just drawing good cards out of my deck. Yep. And I've made it so that I'm probably going to take... Oh, probably. I mean, I've made it so that I definitely take damage in this fight. That was really garbage on my part. Okay. Finesse. Survivor the Tactician. Get some poison in there while we can. I mean, if we're going to take damage, we're going to take damage. Let's just embrace that at that point. Secret Weapon is a pretty garbage card to have gotten from Toolbox, unfortunately. Why can't it be Apotheosis? Damn it. And 44 HP. Yeah, this should pretty much do it. Yep. Roundabout. Alright, let's proceed and destroy the heart. 1,134 damage. Have I been here before? So, Highlander is one that I should have probably planned around trying to get. Thankfully, I did end up getting it, but I should have planned specifically to have gotten it. Champion, yeah, that makes sense. We did destroy a hell of a lot of them. Unfortunately, we didn't get any boss perfects. We were pretty close on 2 of them, but just a little bit out. Money. Must be funny in a rich man's world. That went pretty well. Light speed. Yeah. I mean, we got probably all of the modifiers we really could have. We didn't run across many curses. Even the ones we did remove and then Omamori, I think we would have had like 3 maximum. So I don't think we could have gotten curses ! The victory modifier, which would have been 100 extra points for us. That went pretty well. I can't remember the scores I saw on the leaderboard, but I'm gonna guess sub 100. Yeah, I'm gonna guess sub 100 in score. Yeah, 71. Not bad. Not bad. Where is... Hang on. How far down are we gonna have to go? Can't find at all. Oh, good lord, I'm not gonna look. Well, for the moment, my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Slay the Spire. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.